Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about the trades I took today, February 11th, 2026. We're going to talk about the past 2 trading days I've had because I haven't posted those yet. So it's going to be 3 trading days in total I'm going to talk about. We're going to start from today and work backwards. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first thing. So, I've been thinking a lot about how dumb funded accounts are. They're really dumb. Okay, what you're telling me I have to trade consistently for at least maybe 4, maybe 5 months before I see profit? Are you serious? Are you serious? And that's if you have decent months, you know. Meanwhile, you're paying the frickin' prop firm a monthly fee while you do the eval. Now, it's not as bad once you pass, but still, like, that's a good, 1 to 3 months where you're paying them, in my case, $100 a month. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try and pass an eval as fast as I can, and I'll just trade news. And so the prop firm I'm using right now is Tradeify, and today was NFP. So this is what I did. I bought their growth account, but that was a major mistake I made because I did not look at the rules extensively. Here's another bone I have to pick with prop firms and funded accounts is that they are not transparent about the rules. You have to look at all the little fine print of the rules. And so I thought I knew all the rules, but I overlooked that the daily drawdown is 1,250, I believe, for this growth account. I bought it because it was the cheapest one, and it says you can pass it in 1 day. BS, bro. BS. The max daily drawdown is 1,250 for the day. Then you're done. You could if your win rate was absolutely fucking insane. But it makes it incredibly hard to trade on news because, which I guess is what they want you to do, or that's the way they want it. But pretty much, I have been back testing the most effective way to pass an eval on news. And this here was the easiest way. Now we're on the 1 second chart. So I'm going to go back out to the 1 minute and show you kind of what the thought process is on this. So pretty much, I took 60 points above the previous candle, 60 points below the previous candle. I don't know why that's like that. Are we sure we're on the 1 minute? Yes. So I took the midpoint just here. That should have been more. I was not super well prepared because this is my first time doing this. And 66 here would have been 60 there. Okay, but I got an entry exactly here. I looked at the exact thing. Anyway, there's that. You would think, oh, he won. No, I did not win actually. And I'll show you what happened. So I'm on the 1 second, dang. Okay. I'm on the 1 second chart right now. Now, this is what I failed to think about in my back testing, was that pretty much my strategy was put it 60 points above and risk 40 contracts, which is it's full porting. It's full porting. And so I did 40 contracts to 3,000. So one trade would win the entire eval. It would pass the entire eval. And I had the stop loss set at, account failure, pretty much. But what I failed to realize was that the daily drawdown was 1,250. Could have avoided it if I had read that. But I just saw that there was no consistency rule, and I was like, oh, we're good. No, we're not good. I should have gone to another prop firm like Apex or another prop firm that did not have the daily drawdown rule. Because I would have won this if it wasn't for this. Because what happened was, it shot up, and then literally a couple seconds later, I know this looks, like a couple seconds later, what the actual stop loss was something like that. So it shot up, hit, tagged me in, and then immediately stopped me out because of that daily drawdown. So that's $100 down the frickin' drain. It's not a great feeling. And I could have just totally used that to just buy another funded and just use that regularly. And it sucks because I kind of need that money. But I guess that's just an expensive mistake I'm just going to have to pay for. Anyway, yeah, I've kind of decided I need to focus just on my one account. So I have my Lightning account. I'm not paying monthly on that. I bought that Lightning account, and I'm just going to take it slow on my Lightning account and just work my way up on that. Because once I can do that and get a payout, I've proven to myself that I can do this, then I will decide where I'm going to go from there. And I'll use that money from that payout and either buy new funded accounts or put that into a live account. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I know that I should not be buying more funded accounts now if I'm not guaranteed to make money. I've gotten a payout before, but I want to be 100% confident in this, and I don't want to keep spending money and just blowing accounts until I'm 100% proven that, this isn't going to fail, because I'm tired of just spending. It's basically a subscription of $100 a month on not guaranteed money. It's not guaranteed. And that's $100 that could be put in my pocket to pay expenses, but also that could be $100 saved to go into a future live account. So that's kind of my logic there, is I just need to wait. I need to stop spending money on fundeds until I'm 100% good. And then also, once I get that first payout on my Lightning, then it'll make getting future payouts a lot easier. I'll get them, I guess it kind of depends on how many times a week I trade, but maybe I'll get them bi-weekly instead of having to wait, 4 months before I start making money off of it. Anyway, that's a little kind of the thought process I wanted to go through. It's been like bugging me all morning. I'm just like, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. And so here we are. I've thought things through. This is the way it's going to be. Feels better, like the reason why I make these videos is because it also feels better talking about my mistakes, Having it cooped up inside a lot is painful. Like I've been thinking about this all morning. Like, well, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to show you some more of my idiotic mistakes. So, as I have told you in the past couple videos, here, we're just going to go and replay. This has been recorded trades from the past couple weeks. Or no, the past couple trading days. Whatever the last, I don't know, a gap between this video and the last video. That's what we're going to go over. So basically, I have this trade. This was yesterday on the 10th, I believe. We can, here, yes. Wait, why do I have to look at the news calendar to see what day it was? I can just hover over the chart. Anyway, pretty simple trade here. Now, I'm the more I backtest, the more I know. The more I trade, the more I know. And so I've literally been backtesting all day, every day for the past probably month or two. And the conclusion I've come to is the way I'm currently trading, it works, but there are slight variations that may be more beneficial to my win rate and profitability. And so I guess we can kind of, let me go over this trade first, and then we can go over that. So yeah, pretty straightforward trade. It's traditionally what I've been trading. Since I've switched, this is what I've been trading. We've noticed support from this 4 hour. It had already been, dipped into, and so this is a resweep of that low that was dipped into. Even if we took, so this newer strategy this variation I'm trading is a internal resweep after a resweep of, hold on. It resweeps the low that initially hit the fair value gap, if that makes sense. And then you just take a 1 minute entry or a 2 minute entry, whatever smallest entry you can get. So this resweep entry, that's what I like to call them, wasn't really present here. It made the right criteria, but the largest resweep entry we could have gotten was probably like here on the 4 minute, but that's ginormous and unsustainable, and it would have lost. So what I have been taking is things called, what I call inverse entries, which is basically, it doesn't matter if you resweep, it doesn't matter if you enter on the lowest time frame. You need to wait for confirmation after it touches a brand new, an open part of this fair value gap. You have to wait for confirmation before you enter. confirmation from a 5-minute or 15-minute. So, we wait. We get it yesterday. And we look and we find the largest inverse possible in the leg that manipulates into this confirmation. It inverses the 4-minute, I enter, and it immediately fails. So there's that. There's not really much I could have done about this. There was no, emotional error. It was kind of just technical error. Not even technical error. I did everything right, and it failed. So that's just the way it is. Now, could be wrong in the future because I'm switching, or I'm seeing that my other way of doing this is more efficient and better, the win rate's higher. But for right now, the strategy I'm currently trading, this was acceptable. So here, let's delete these. Just gonna delete them. Bye-bye. Okay, and then I had, there we go. Had the previous days, trade hidden because I hadn't gone over it yet. So let's do that. I guess it was the previous 2 days. Yes. Okay. All right, this was on Monday, the 9th. Kind of similar idea to what we had. We had a 1 hour fair value gap that had been, now the full fair value gap was there, but we marked it like that. That was the open part of the fair value gap that had been re-swept. So one of our smaller resweep entries would have been acceptable here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it would have been acceptable here and it would have worked actually. So that's good to note. Looking at the 2-minute, but the 1-minute was the only possibility. So we would have entered off of this candle, market entry, and this would have been that trade there. That would have been it. If we were doing resweep, but if we were doing inverse entry, sorry if I'm saying all this and it doesn't make sense. I've tried to explain it the best I can, but I'm kind of just going over the thought process I had behind these trades. Mainly for me, but if you get something from it too, that's great. Anyway, yeah, same kind of idea. With the inverse entry, you have to wait for that confirmation first. Waited for that confirmation, dug into the confirmation, and then made a 2-minute inverse, largest fair value gap in this leg here. 2-minute inverse, we entered and made 500. Okay. So here comes the true idiocracy. This trade was very simple. It really wasn't terrible. Here comes true idiocracy. All right. This was the day before. Okay. So, let's it's looking like we had, what is this? Where are we? What a freaking mess. What a mess in the chart. Here, let me delete all this really quick. I just want to clean this up a little, because this is like multiple days of drawings on the chart. Anyway, we're moving up. Okay, we're moving up on this day. We dig into a 4-hour, a premium 4-hour, and yeah, there's a 1-hour here too. So, no, even there's a resweep here too, initially. Didn't really see that. Let's check that out to see if that was even viable. That's the market structure shift. That would have been an entry. So that would have worked, actually. Interesting. Anyway, back to the actual trade we took. I'm gonna actually go over that in a second. Okay, so as you can see, I took 2 losses there. After my first loss, I was like, you know what? Let me run an experiment. You know, wrong idea to be running an experiment on my live trading accounts. Okay. At this point, I had both of my accounts still. I had my eval, which I was actually up on at the time, I think, and my Lightning funded. So I lost the initial trade, which was, I think, an $1,000 loss on my eval. And then I lost that second trade, which was a $2,000 loss on my eval. And the trailing drawdown is 2,000. So I blow my eval on this trade, and I lose 1,000 on my Lightning funded. And at this point, before this, I was actually up 1%. So I was up 500. And so I kind of just reset that progress. Just reset that progress. If you're ever going to run an experiment, don't actually trade. Just map it up like you are going to, and don't trade. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but it immediately failed, and I'll show you kind of my thought process behind it. But yeah, I just dumb mistakes. I would be up 1% higher this month. Right now I'm down 1%. So I'd be pretty much break even this month if it wasn't for this mistake. Now, yeah, lately it's been just back and forth. I've been hovering around break even on my Lightning funded for the past 2 months. It's not a great feeling. I did switch strategies in between, but hopefully this will be a good change. I'm still backtesting because I want to find the best possible model I could be trading, version of this model I could be trading. So it's soul crushing, to be honest, but it's needed. It's needed because I don't want to be trading a model that's just going to keep me at break even or slightly above break even. I want the fastest progress. the best win rate. I want the best trades. And if I'm trading something mediocre, it's just not gonna be, it's not gonna be good. Anyway, this first trade, very, textbook. We go up into this 4 hour, dig into the 4 hour, we confirm with the 5-minute bearish, and I guess we entered off of this. Yeah, because that's the market structure shift leg, and this is the only fair value gap inside it, I believe. Yes, so that was the only open fair value gap in that entire leg, and we inversed it, and then we failed. It's like, okay. Then we go back up into this 4 hour, and we re-sweep this high. And I was like, okay, we can do a re-sweep entry. I think part of this was a revenge trade. Subconsciously, a revenge trade. Crazy introspection here, but I kind of masked it with, oh, I'm going to run an experiment / we can frame this as a re-sweep. Like, I definitely wasn't, it wasn't obvious, Like, I was not anxious. I wasn't fueled with emotion. I kind of justified it with logic. Just like, okay, well, in my backtesting, I know that we can take re-sweeps, and this qualifies as that. But it failed. It failed. Almost immediately too, and it was just like, shit, man, this sucks. But I'm thinking, now that I'm, looking back on this, where was our 4 hour? Oh, no. Okay, the actual re-sweep trade failed. Yeah, okay. Or, hold on. I'm just trying to think out loud now. No. This is right. So we had a 1 hour here, full 1 hour, and it had already been retraced into. And so if we had taken, after that first retracement, if we had taken a re-sweep entry after it initially hit that high, actually properly reswept, we would have taken a 1 minute inverse entry here, and it would have won. So that's interesting to look back on. Anyway, yeah, well, it doesn't change what happened though, and we still lost in the past. And yeah. Moral of the story about my fundeds, I'm not going to keep spending money until I get a payout on my Lightning. It's just, I keep blowing money on accounts, and I'm tired of doing that. I have an account that's a funded, and I'm just going to wait until I can prove I'm profitable. I'm profitable on paper, but I'm not going to keep spending money until I know that I'm profitable live too, Right now it's kind of just break even, but I just need to work toward that. I know I've gotten a payout. I've gotten a payout before. I know I can do this. I passed evals already. I know I can do this. It just, I want that one more confirmation before I decide, okay, I can start spending more money on this, because I thought I was there and I spent more money on it and I've lost my money. So I'm tired of that. Anyway, let's go to our backtesting. I want to show this because I do spend a lot of time here and I want to kind of show my logic. So we're going to go out to our inverse entries. I've shown this in the past and I went back through everything, and we also have back tested a lot more. As you can kind of see, the P&L on this is not that great. It's not that great. 4% is good. 1%. I've also been going back through and kind of double checking my work. And some of the trades that were taken really aren't specific enough. And so I kind of just going back through and checking everything, double checking to make sure it meets the criteria I need it to, or that I want. I'm trying to refine it as much as possible. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we had a 4% month, we had a 1.2% month, then we had a break-even month, and then we had a negative 3% month. I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, it's okay, but when it comes to trading funded accounts, I don't know, man. That sounds like an account fail to me. Sounds like an account fail. 3% is $1,500, right? Yes. So not an account fail, but close to it. That's a devastating. That would fail eval accounts. That would fail eval accounts. But that's definitely devastating to an account. Then you make it all back, break even in May, but still, that's not great. But if we look at the resweep entries, resweep. $4,400. Wow, a lot better. So even though January wasn't as high, we still backed it up with each month. Have not had a negative month. Only break even in May. Have not had a negative month. I haven't tested June enough. I'm going to finish June today. But we've not had a negative month with this strategy, which is kind of what I want to aim for. Very minimal negative, and yeah, very minimal negative months. Anyway, the win rate's also higher for this, which is important to me. Win rate's higher. Anyway, gonna go over here. Gonna put both of them in. Now, I need to figure out what I want to do, if I want to trade both of these, which is kind of what I'm doing right now, or if I just want to stick to one. Yeah, 55% win rate, not great, not great. And so I'd feel better if I traded more, I back-tested more. Yeah. Now let's look at, I have not looked at the 2025 version of this in a while. That's not bad. 70%, not terrible. So I don't know how to feel about this. But this inverse entry month, or this year was testing inverse entry, which is, what I went over. And it did well. Like, I'd be satisfied with this if I made this. My issue is the previous year. This is tested over 2025. The previous year does not add up to this. This is not as good as the previous year. Now, let's see. I'm curious, because it was only like 2,000. Just like, that's not great. That's not great. Let's see. I don't remember quite if I've done too much with the resweep entries here. Yeah, I don't know if that's reliable or not. Anyway, this is my thought process. It's a lot of just back testing and looking at everything, looking at the data, and seeing which one's going to work more. Yes. So this reminds me, I should probably go back and look at all the trades I took in this test of over 2025 and see what was I trading, and is it the same as what I'm, like, is the strategy consistent to what I'm doing now? Because if it is, I'll have more confidence in it, like all that. Yeah, this video is also getting very long, but I'm just rambling. I'm talking because this is like a full, like, I'm ripping open my brain and showing you what's inside. This is my life. This is what I do. Yeah, that's it. If you actually stuck around for all of this, props to you. Bye.